So, Forest smash and grab a 2-0 victory away at Brentford to put them back to 5 points clear of West Ham, level with Leeds United, and only 3 points behind Tottenham. Welcome to the player ratings. Make sure you've hit the like button. Make sure you've subscribed. If you're watching now, let me know in the chat who your man of the match is. If you're watching on replay, get it in the comments. Who is your man of the match? Make sure you check out OK Jerseys, where you can get your tops for £15 if you use code FFTV15 for a limited time. You will get a further 15% discount. Get your custom names, get your custom badges, all on there. All right, guys, let's jump into this. Look, there's two ways we can look at this game. Either, well, you can be both. You can be very happy with the 3 points, and you can be horrified with the performance we saw, because the performance was atrocious. First 15, 20 minutes, it felt like last year. Forest were very good. Quick counter-attack. Got our goal. Einar looking like Einar for the first half. Really busting the gut down that right wing. Getting that ball across to Igor Jesus. Flicks it round with his shoulder. Smashes it in. Wonderful, wonderful goal. And then for about 10 minutes, we were in control. Sangare got a good chance on the edge of the box. A nice 1-2 with Igor Jesus. And then slowly but surely, we just went into Dyche ball. Low block, low block, low block. Passing was atrocious. The play was atrocious. But Milenkovic and Murillo defensively were outstanding. Solid, strong, outstanding. Sells saved Forest a couple of times when a ball went through. Was it Dango Unchained who got the chance? I think it was. Sells blocked it nicely, came out quickly off his line and blocked it. Brentford didn't really create any cutting edge chances, but they dominated. They struggled to really break through that low block. But I do feel that we got away with one today. Let's be honest on that performance. A better team probably does beat us. But Taiwo then comes on. Bambi on the ice. A ball from Gibbs-White down the right-hand channel. Taiwo cooks Phil Collins, man. Cooks him, man. It wasn't another day for him and Taiwo in paradise. He went to hell. Taiwo went to paradise. Gets it tight. And I'm there seeing Callum Hudson-Odoi free in the middle of the box thinking, this idiot's going to shoot. And that idiot shot. And what a shot it was. Through Kelleher's legs. No shin involved. Straight boot into the back of the net. And that's all she wrote as Forest won 2-0. Now, before I get asked, would you sack Dyche still? Hell yes, of course I would. That football is atrocious. It's absolutely atrocious. But we are now on a 2 wins and a draw. Undefeated in 3 in the Premier League. If we ignore Wrexham, if we ignore Braga, Forest are picking up those points in the Premier League. Up to 25. I'd say 10 points away from the 30. Well, we are 10 points away from the 35 mark, which is what I think you will need to survive. Spurs, you still need a few points. Good luck to you. So anyway, points are done. Let's get on to the player ratings. Get your player ratings in. Make sure you've liked as well. We're 8 subscribers away from 35,700. Shout out to all the new subscribers, all the OGs as well. Much love. Appreciate all of you. And big up to Dazzle with the 199. He says, big 3 points. Come on, you Reds. There's huge 3 points. At the end of the day, the 3 points are all that matters. But let's get into the player ratings. Get your player ratings in. Make sure it's free, so make sure you do it, I guess. Okay, Sells, outstanding performance today. As I just mentioned, the big save from Dango Unchained. There was another one that looped off Anderson, if I remember rightly, that he had to force over the bar. Outside of that, I just think he controlled his between his posts very well. I think Sells had an outstanding. He's starting. I don't want to jinx anything, but he's starting to feel like Sells again. He actually gets a 9 from me today. Big up to Johnny Boy with the $2. Thank you so much, man. Do you get your super chats and coffees in? Much appreciated. I can see a lot of you in the chat saying 8.5, 9. I agree with most of you, but collectively, have you guys agreed with each other? Let's have a look. You guys have got an 8.2 for Sells. 8.2 collectively from you guys. He was higher than an 8.2. He didn't put a foot wrong for me today. Let's move this party along and talk about Einar. Einar, for me, was done and dusted after 60 minutes of the game. He was blowing, man, big time. Pause. But Einar in the first 15 minutes was Einar that we're used to. We've missed those overlaps down the right-hand side where he stretches his legs, where he takes on the fullback. He was brilliant in those first 15 minutes. He's just not fully fit. It's clear to see. So if you judge him on the first 20 minutes where he was fully fit, he is a 9, maybe 10 out of 10 for me. But as a whole in the game, I think he did struggle a bit down that right-hand side because they were doubling up on him a few times. So if you average out what he did, I'm actually going to give him an 8 due to the importance of that goal. That goal was all created by him. We just need him to get match sharp. Now, how do you get match sharp? You play minutes. It's as simple as that. So he got the full 90, even though he was dead on his feet. But that will help him in the longer term. 8 is madness. It's not madness. It's not madness. Because you have to take into account he was playing the last half hour gassed out. And that goal is what we had to hold on to. If Einar doesn't make that run down the wing, we don't score that goal. If we don't score that goal, Brentford probably win that match. Big up Jace with the 23 months, legend. I know he gave the ball away constantly, but Jack, every single player couldn't pass for Toffee today. Every single player couldn't pass. So you can't single out Einar for the passing. I'm talking about look, let's be clear here. If I'm judging the players today on their footballing ability in terms of passing, shooting, position and all that, they're not scoring high, okay? If I'm judging on the key moments, and that's all I have to hold on to, then Einar's run in the first half is the most important moment. The most important moment. That's why I'm giving him an 8. That's what I'm saying. You guys went 7.2. I mean, you're not even that much less than me, man. And I'm getting all grief in the chat over that. Seriously. And put it this way, right? Savona, you lot told me had a stinker in the last match. Do you think Savona, if you'd taken Einar off after 60 minutes and brought Savona on, do you think Savona isn't going to get cooked down that right-hand side? The only, if I'm going to be negative about his actual performance, some of his clearances were a bit sliced. Some of the headers, some of the clearances were a bit slicey today. But I see that a lot in all our players. It's a bit schoolboy-like. But I'm sticking with my 8. I'm sticking with my 8. You guys can argue it all you want. On the other side, Neco Williams, for me, did not have his best game. He is fully match fit. He was rested, wasn't he, in the first half against Braga. I just thought passing-wise, and yes, it's going to sound hypocritical, but passing-wise, his passes weren't great. And Dango Unchained got in behind a couple of times. I think Neco Williams let him go for that chance and didn't go with the runner. I just think, look, it wasn't a bad performance by any stretch of the imagination, but it wasn't a Neco Williams performance. I think he's a 6 today, if I'm being honest with you. 2-0 is not a smash and grab. It's a fecking away win. What's the matter with you? Will, did you watch how we played, man? It was a smash and grab, man. It was a smash and grab. Dyche has to go, but Andy Reid in charge till the end of the season. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. No Gahey, no Wharton. There's a hole in there we must exploit. Yeah, we'll talk about Palace as we build up throughout the week. I'm giving him a 6. I mean, you guys said 7.5. I don't know. I hold Neco Williams to higher standards. D says, can't wait to hear Dyche's post-match interview. It'll all be about him, how he invented football, how he helped Cloughie, his best mate, win the Europa. Bro, you're bang on, man. You're absolutely bang on. Okay, let's move on from Neco Williams. Let's talk about Milenkovic. Milenkovic, for me, was outstanding. Defensively, absolutely rock solid. Rock solid. Yeah, there was no passes out from him. It was old school. It was head it away, clear it away, be stronger than your attacker. I thought everyone's been glazing this dickhead Thiago, man. I saw nothing from him today. I thought Milenkovic and Murillo defensively were outstanding. He gets a 9 out of 10 for me. I thought he was absolutely rock solid, and he's definitely a shout for man of the match. So I got not one bad word to say about it. He's looking more like the Serbinator, man. I need him to be that Serbinator. I need him to be like what's that guy called in American Pie, man? Oh, what was his name? Chat, help me out here. What was his name in American Pie? The ginger guy. Maybe it was Daesh as a kid. I've gone blank on his name, but that's what I need. No, not Stifler, man. Not Stifler. The other one. The arm sex machine sent back in time. You know what I'm talking about, man. Shermanator, that's it, man. We need the Shermanator back, man. A defensive machine. So thank you. That's the one. I knew you lot would know. You're showing your age as well. Anyway, I've given him a 9 out of 10. You guys, 8.1. That's bare harsh, man. That's bare harsh. You know what's harsher than that? There's over 1,000 of you in here, and the likes ain't liking. We're on 163 likes. Please do hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Oh, look at that. Forrest have already emailed. Celebrate the win with some free shipping. Oh, they're straight onto the PR machine, aren't they? Straight onto it. Anyway. Let's talk about Murillo. Okay, Murillo was split for me. Murillo was really good defensively. Again, like right up there with what Milenkovic did. Where he was really bad was his passing. Apart from that no-look pass, the rest of his passing was woeful. It really was. And whereas Milenkovic was just clearing it, like dashboard style, when Murillo was trying to do the Brazilian passes, they weren't coming off. So I'll mark him down 1 for that. I'll give him Milenkovic 9, Murillo's an 8. What I will say, though, Murillo's strength was nasty, man. The way he bopped Sharda off that ball, let it go out for a throw-in and everything else. Absolutely nasty. Loved it. Great work. Ben with the £2, Sperminator, Zorro style. Thank you for the £2. So I'll give him an 8 out of 10. Let's see what you guys gave him. Exactly the same. 8 out of 10 as well. 8 out of 10 cats for Murillo. Let's move it on into the midfield. Anderson, a bit anonymous for me today, if I'm being honest with you. I thought defensively was okay, decent in the right positions. Just didn't really get us going forward that much for me. I just thought both him and Sangare were a bit anonymous today. His corners were woeful. I don't know how many we had, 1 or 2. They just keep hitting the first man. And then the odd one he did short as well. Not his best game for me, but he did a shift. He put a shift in defensively under Daesh ball. I mean, Daesh is going to ruin him, let's be real. But overall, I'll probably give him a 6 out of 10. I just don't think we had much. I thought for the first 15 minutes, we had good control of that midfield. Him and Sangare were cooking, and then it just went into Daesh ball. So I'll give him a 6 out of 10. You guys have gone one higher with a 7 out of 10. Yeah, defensively, I agree, Salty. He did a job defensively, but I'm talking like you want your midfield to control that game. You want to control a game. They are the best team in the Prem at defending corners. Yeah, but Brucey, man, it's like you still have to clear the first man. Like, if they then clear it after the first man, cool. But I just think defensively, I just think you have to clear the first man on corners. Long balls just bypass the midfield. Agreed, Paul. Agreed. It's one of my biggest frustrations. Full stop. I thought out of the 2, though, Sangare was slightly worse. I thought, look, if you look at the build-up of our first goal, Sangare got very lucky. A very slack pass across the middle of the box nearly led to a chance. I can't remember for who, from Brentford. And then we were able to build up from Einar. And then we scored the goal. There was, again, a couple of slack passes from him. I think Anderson was slightly better than Sangare. I thought second half, he was in the right positions defensively to make the tackles, but he got away with a couple of moments, I think. I'll give him a 6 as well, but a lower 6 than I'll give Anderson, if that makes sense. Afcon caught up with his fitness. I just think it's too defensive. I think where this pairing works best is when Anderson holds and then Sangare is released into that kind of hybrid 8 position. It's where it against Spurs. Why Dyche has deviated from that Spurs tactics, I have no idea. Big up to Marky Boy with the $5. He says, totally agree. Dyche ball is hard to watch, but I'll take 2-0 wins the rest of the season. Thank you for all your content, Wolfie, bro. Thank you for your support, your super chats, your membership, and your comments. But yeah, I'm with you 100%. Give me 2-0 every time for the rest of the season. Sack this ginger fraud and let's reset in the summer. Thank you for the $5. Let's see what you guys gave Sangare. You gave him a 7.3. Am I missing something? Sangare's last 4 games, 10 points for Forest. That's true, That's true. It's weird how we didn't win a game when Sangare was off. People used to tell me that about Yates. I think that's high, chat. I don't think our midfield would. Half of it wasn't their fault, right? Because everything got punted over their heads. But anyway, let's move on. I'm going to try and get you away for the Man U Arsenal game. So Grumpy Old Reds will be tomorrow, probably at 6:30-ish, 7 o'clock, something like that. Please hit the like button. Make sure you subscribed as well. Let's talk about Dominguez. Dominguez started, didn't he? For me, a bit anonymous again today, partially due to the long ball FC stuff going over his head. I don't like him as a wide player. I'd rather they went in midfield 3. Dominguez, Anderson, and Sangare as a midfield 3 should be good enough to compete and dominate most teams in this Premier League. That's my biggest frustration. And when you're bypassing them, you may as well not have them on the pitch. You may as well have Murato, Zakaba, Jair Cunha on if you're just going to use these players defensively. So look, was he any different to the likes of Sangare or Anderson? No. He did get a kick in their head. I don't know if that kind of clouded him over for a bit. But yeah, look, he put a shift in. He'll get a 6 as well. It's hard to judge the midfielders due to these crappy tactics. It really is. But I'll give him a 6 out of 10. You guys went a 6.6 out of 10. 6.6. Daesh only knows 4-4-1-1, unfortunately. Yeah, basically. So, look, if there's any disputes over the midfield between my thoughts and your thoughts, I hear it, but you've got to take into account the dumb manager they're playing for and his dumb tactics. So I'll give him a 6. You guys went 6.6. Let's move on to the attacking side of the time. Hudson-Odoi, I wasn't overly impressed with him today. His biggest highlight for me was he was free in the middle of the box for Taiwo to pass to him, but Taiwo scored, so does it really matter? Outside of that, I can't really tell you much he did. I think I preferred him on the right-hand side. You know what? I'll take it back. When he was on the right-hand side for the first 15 minutes with him and Einar, his boy, you know what I'm saying? I felt there was a little bit of chemistry there. I would have liked to have seen him take the fullback on more. But in general, I thought he was a bit of a passenger today. He's a 5 for me today, a 5 for me. You guys went basically a 6, 5.9 for him. Useless on the right wing, in your opinion. I just don't. I think he's overrated in general. Maybe Evs is right. Maybe he is a 10 and not a winger. I just don't think he's got the pace. But anyway, we won. So Do we care? Well, we should care because the season doesn't end today. Gibbs-White, for me, very, very anonymous today, but very instrumental in the Taiwo goal. Was he part of the first goal? No. I'll be honest with you, outside of that Taiwo goal, I didn't notice him too much. I didn't notice him in a good way or a bad way. Have I forgot something? Again, maybe a victim of the long ball bypassing him. Maybe. I'll just give him a 6. I'll give him a 6. He technically got another assist. Yeah, but Anani always does a shift. He always does that. That's like a given. It doesn't even need to be said. He will work and everything. I knew this would come up. I again thought Gibbs-White was solid today. Best player on the pitch the first 20 minutes. I didn't notice him, bro. You're probably right. I'm just saying I just didn't notice him. Like, you guys do need to cut me some slack, by the way. I'm watching the game, I'm commentating on the game and interacting with you guys on chat as well, making sure the graphics are graphicing and everything, right? So if I do miss something, give me a little bit of leeway. Right? I'm just saying he didn't stand out to me. I'm going to give him a 6. 6 isn't a bad score. 6 means he had an okay game. You guys went 6.3. No, Brucey, you're the one with the agenda because the chat agreeing with me. So hold that, Brucey. You forgot his tricks at the corner flag near the end. Oh, that was quite slick, actually, Lee. Yeah, that was quite slick. Him and Anderson and Hutchinson there. But again, I think we could have scored from that. Forest playing with a bit more confidence, 2-0 up in the last minute. It's not like we're holding on to a 1-0 lead. We worked it into a position where you could have cut it into the middle of the box. But anyway, it doesn't matter, whatever. And then up front, Igor Jesus. I feel sorry for Igor Jesus. He scored an absolute beautiful goal, took it brilliantly, went around Phil Collins with his right shoulder, smashes it past Kelleher, and then just has to be taken off because he's probably concussed from the amount of times he's trying to win the ball in the air. I wonder if he thinks he's come to play for the Forest volleyball team or something, because the ball's just always over his head. I'd love to see him with the ball at his feet. Every kick is aimed at his head, the poor guy. He's only 5'10" or 5'9". He doesn't get to play football. And in the pockets that you finally see him with the ball at his feet, you know what? He does all right. I'd say there was another chance before his goal. Was it Gibbs-White cut it across to him in the box? I think maybe he could have done a little better with that. But in general, you can't argue with his performance. He's a solid 8 out of 10 for me with the goal. What else could he have done? And you know what? He was forced into tracking back and winning some balls as well. So I'll give him an 8 out of 10. You guys have got an 8.12. Okay, so the subs. Who were the subs? So there was 3 subs. Amari Hutchinson came on for Forest. I'll be honest with you, didn't think he had a massive impact on the game. I just feel like it was a like for like when he came on, even though him and Dominguez aren't the same style of player. He held the ball up well at the end. I'll give him a 6 out of 10. It's not really the right game style for him today. So I'll give him a 6 out of 10. You guys have given him about the same, a 6.2. Then the sub that did have an impact was Taiwo. Does Taiwo even still have a picture on these player ratings? I have no idea. He does. Like, the only thing I have to describe Taiwo today is beautifully and pleasantly surprised. Be honest, guys. Yes or no? Why or in the chat? When the ball from Gibbs-White comes to Taiwo, at that exact second in time, who of you thought it would end up in a goal? Don't lie to me. I'll be honest with you. The thought of goal didn't even cross my mind. I thought at best maybe he can shin it into the corner, towards the corner flag, and maybe we eat up 30 seconds before he shins it out for a throw in. My jaw literally dropped. The way he cooked Collins, drops it into the byline. The angle was so acute. Yeah, got a little deflection, whatever. Goes through Kelleher's legs. And you're there in disbelief. It's like someone said to you, Jennifer Love Hewitt's on the phone and she wants to take you out to dinner. And you're like, what? What? Yeah, same as my jaw is on the floor as well. I even thought about picking my own nose. You know what I'm saying? That's how like shocked I was with it. But I'll tell you what, he looked physically good out there as well. He looked physically strong, held the ball up a couple of times. Like, you can't argue. He looked like Taiwo against Man United when he scored 2 goals, man. Looking sharp. I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. I was in tears when he scored. I'm giving him a 9 out of 10. I just think, look, I've given him loads of criticism. The rest of the Gore panel will give him loads of criticism. You lot will pretend you didn't give him criticism, but you did. I just think that will do him the world of good. By the way, I would still sell him in January. Okay, I'm not going to lie. I'd sell him in January. Henri-like. It was a little Henri-like. It's a nice way for him to sign off. He did troll me. He 100% trolled me. Showed me his shin pads, innit? I don't need these shin pads. My shins are fine. I've learned how to use my boot. I'm giving him a 9. Let's see what you guys gave him. 8.27. That's harsh, man. Come on, man. Like, even the most stone-hearted of you lot surely melted a little when Taiwo scored that goal. Surely just a little bit inside you smiled. A little bit inside you smiled, man. Surely. I think you lot are being harsh. Okay, and then Murillo came on. Did okay, to be fair to him. Neco Williams got caught. Murillo covered him. They ended up with a corner. Nothing happened. And then he kicked the ball out for a throw in their half. I'll give him like a 6, 7 out of 10. I mean, he didn't get long, did he? Like 3-4 minutes. You guys have gone a 6.1. Okay, let's talk about the manager. Can we? I just want to hide his head there. Let's just do it like that. I can't really look at him. The starting 11 was fine. I had no problems with it. The tactics were horrific. I almost feel like the players said, let's just do what Nuno told us last season and get a goal. We got a goal, and then they were like, all right, we better do what this idiot wants us to do. Look, at the end of the day, he got the 3 points. I'd still sack him tonight. I'd have sacked him yesterday. I'd have sacked him before he even joined. He got the 3 points. His subs made an impact. You could argue Taiwo scores. I'll give him a solid 7 out of 10. I don't look. I have an agenda against him, but I can't say. Look, if he won, his tactics worked. He lost, it would have been on him. But he wouldn't have accepted responsibility. But I guarantee you, in his post-match interview, he's talking like he's the new Pep Guardiola. It's all about him and his tactics. Because you'll have Colin saying to him, oh, Sean, that was an inspired sub to bring Taiwo. Well, you know, Colin, I saw something in him in training the other day, and I just had this feeling that if I picked my nose enough times and I got the right booger out, Taiwo was going to score a goal. Taiwo was about to score a goal. So, I'll give him a 7. I'm being generous. You guys went 5.8. 5.8. Yeah, he gets a point for not bringing the 8s on. I'm no bisexual, but today under the pressure due to West Ham. James, that's an interesting point because I do feel because of that pressure, the players had a slap in the face and knew they had to step up. They knew they had to step up. So, look, those are the player ratings. Let's talk about man of the match. Get a likes up while we discuss this one, chat. We're 163 likes with over 1,000 in here. Like, you lot are shameless, man. You lot are shameless. Actually, it's 292. Let's get it to 300. Man of the match contenders for me. Sells, Murillo, Milenkovic, Taiwo. Has anyone got any issues with those? Oh, but 4 subscribers more for 35,700. If 4 of you would be so kind, it would be much appreciated. It's free to do. Are you guys all right with those options? If you're not, tough luck, because those are the ones I'm going with. Sells, Murillo. Milenkovic. Igor Jesus should have a shout, but you know what? Just for the jokes, gotta be Taiwo. Get your votes in. Get your votes in. I reckon you lot are gonna give it to Taiwo. I just got this funny feeling. I would not give it to Taiwo. Big up Nico, sorry, from Argentina. Big up. I knew Mark would do that. You lot are shameless, man. Is Taiwo winning? Oh my God, he's actually winning the vote. You lot are such softies, man. You're such softies. It's all result-based analysis for you guys. He's miles ahead in the vote. There's not an ounce of shame in any one of you. Not 1 ounce. Not 1 ounce of shame. He's on 40% of the votes right now. That's crazy. That's crazy. Boom. All right, I'll give you guys 5 more seconds to get your votes in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. With 39% of the vote, Taiwo wins man of the match. When clearly it was Milenkovic. It was, all right, I get it, Jonathan. A beautiful moment and all that stuff, man, bro. Milenkovic and Sells won us that game. Technically. Even though technically Igor Jesus won us that game. But fine. Taiwo gets his moment in the sun. You lot are so sentimental. You make me want to yak up. I hear it. Let's go watch the football. Troops is live. I'm going to send you over to Troops. Tell it, just everyone put in the chat Wolfie raid in there for Troops. We'll be back for my proper match thoughts tomorrow morning and Grumpy Old Reds tomorrow evening as well. Make sure you've hit the like button. Make sure you've subscribed. Go say Wolfie raids over on Troops TV and we'll see you tomorrow. Come on, you Reds.